Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me here on Illy Energy. Before we get into your reading, I do want to just give a quick disclaimer just to let you know we are working with current energy right now. So there is a potential for you to hear something right now that you may not like. It may not fit well with where you see yourself going. However, it's not the end of the world. Don't get discouraged. Energy is not finite, so it's always moving and changing. So there is a possibility for your circumstances to shift and change as well. This reading can go for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. If you are a Libra Sun watching this and you feel like it doesn't apply, perhaps check out the readings in relation to your Moon and your Venus, etc., etc. Okay? So how I am going to do this is I just want to know, I want Spirit to let us know what messages does Libra need to hear. I see the Five of Cups already came out, but I didn't get to finish my question. Okay, some of you may need to walk away from something, and there's a lot of cards that want to come out again. Saw the Star. Some of you may be needing to create some sort of balance in your life. Libra. What does Libra need to know during Cancer season? 10 of Pentacles we have. Okay. Keeping in line with seeing the Five of Cups earlier, you may need to walk away from a situation that's not fulfilling you emotionally. We have the Nine of Pentacles that showed up as well. So Libra and the Ace of Wands. Okay, Libra, let me talk a little bit. All right, Libra, I feel like you guys are working towards a new beginning. Okay, and for some of you, it's something that you have been cultivating and working on for a really long time. I feel like, for like side note, I feel like a lot of these readings that I've been doing so far are in relation to working on self, and I feel like that is going to be the theme for the month of July for Cancer season, is working on yourself and replenishing your own cup. Okay, with the Nine of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, this is working towards ultimate security, okay? With the Ace of Wands showing up to me, it's saying that you, and again, with seeing the Five of Cups before, a lot of you are coming out of a place where you were not feeling secure, be it emotionally, physically, or financially. You had uncertainty about your job, about where it is that you are going to go next with your life. And it's kind of like you had a aha, eureka moment, and it's like, I finally know exactly what it is that I want to do, right? And it's not easy. You know, some of you are going to be starting all over again. A lot of you are going to be studying all over again, brand new. You're going to be leaving behind something that maybe you have been doing for like the past 5 years. Like that was your profession. It's what you went to school for. Or for the past 5 years, you've always had your mindset like, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to become a lawyer. But you just haven't been able to like finish your classes. You every year, you never re-enroll, right? But now you have this new burst of energy, this new burst of momentum, of motivation. That's the word I wanted to use, of motivation. And a lot of you are straying from a traditional path. You may, if this is resonating with you and you are somebody who is starting anew, starting afresh, thinking about going down a different road, going down a different path, and you're worried about success, I wouldn't really worry about success when it comes to the Nine of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles showing itself. The Nine of Pentacles is like, okay, it takes a lot of work to get to the Nine of Pentacles, okay? Think of pentacles like seeds. When you plant a seed, the flower doesn't just bloom like that. It takes work. You have to till the soil, you have to water it, you have to take care of it, and you have to really nurture and cultivate it in order for it to grow. And that's exactly what this person here with the Nine of Pentacles did. They had an initial idea, they had an initial seed, and they worked and worked and worked and worked until they could see the fruits of their labor blossoming up around them, okay? So you're gonna have to work really, really hard. That might not necessarily be something that Libra wants to hear. Libra might not want to work hard, but you are passionate about this. It won't feel like that much work, okay? With the Ten of Pentacles showing up as well, it's saying that, yeah, the hard work is going to pay off. So for those of you who are saying like, oh my gosh, like I'm 32 years old right now and I'm thinking of starting a second career. I want a second career. I don't know if this is going to be the right thing for me. Don't worry about it. Okay? Follow your gut. Follow your instincts, okay? We have the Seven of Cups. Follow your gut. Follow your instincts. Follow what makes sense to you. Don't be naive. Look at everything for what it is, okay? A lot of you are moving from a space where you have been deceived into thinking that, like, for example, let's say you went the traditional route, keeping in line with career right now. You went the traditional route and you became a, I don't know, a physician's assistant. You became a secretary or something because people told you there's job security there and yada, yada, yada. Look at the pandemic, right? A lot of people who would have thought that their work was essential, who would have thought that their work was necessary to continuing society and continuing the cycle of society, a lot of them were left without a job, right? A lot of them were told, okay, it's time to go. That could be where the Five of Cups is coming from. Disappointment in feeling as though you were not important enough to keep around in your job. You know, and Libra likes nice things. Libra likes money. So you telling the Libra that they can't make no money right now, how are they supposed to pay for their makeup? Okay? Got Libra worrying how to pay for their luxury cars. Like, what's going on, right? So moving forward, you're going to be a little bit more mindful, okay? You're going to want to look at everything for what it is. You're going to want to take things at face value, okay? You want to recognize what is good and what isn't that good for you, right? Perhaps the job that may offer you a little bit more security, it might have offered you security in that moment, but was it really fulfilling you? You know? We're looking at all of these cups, and the thing that I like when I see this card is I like to think of not everything that glitters is gold. Yes, you have opportunities, but not all opportunities are the best opportunity for you. So yes, you had that job, but was it really feeding your soul? What was it doing for you? Right? You were there because you were getting money, but beneath the surface, when you really take a good look at what it is that you've left behind, was it really all that good? Right? There may be people who are encouraging you to stick to something traditional. You may have friends and family in your ears saying, "Oh, so you wanna go into graphic designing? I don't know if that's sustainable." Because you're telling them, hey, I have this new idea. Like, yeah, I used to work in a doctor's office, but now I want to go back to school and I want to do graphic design. Or I want to get into marketing. Or I want to open up my own business. And then you have these people in your ear saying, I don't know, girl, like, are you sure that that's something that you really want to do? There's no longevity in that. There's no stability in that. There's no security in that. Maybe you should try, instead of being a secretary, maybe you should go and be like a nurse or a doctor. And you're sitting here like, okay, but I worked in that field and I haven't necessarily been a nurse, but I worked with the nurses and I see that the nurses, it's not all that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the money is good and yeah, security might be there, but there's a lot going on, okay? Always busy. Maybe you're not somebody who wants to constantly be on their feet all the time, you know? You don't want to work long hours, you know? You're really just looking at, like, everything. You're looking at things deeper than the surface level when it comes to going down this new path. And that's great, because when these people come along and try to get you to change your mind and try to steer you back towards what it is that you are walking away from, you can stand confidently and say, no, this is what I want to do. I need a new, fresh start. If you are happy with what it is that you're doing, success is going to be easy to come by, right? Any other messages for Libra? Yeah. Queen of Cups. Emotion, feeling fulfilled within yourself is going to be at the center of you moving forward into the next phase of your life. You're not necessarily going to be concerning yourself with what it is that other people are saying. Now, granted, you are going to listen to what it is that they have to say, and you aren't necessarily going to make them influence your decision, but you are going to take what they have to say into account, right? We've got the Hanged One. You are going to take what it is that they have to say into account, but you are going to be changing your approach on how you move forward. And that's what I'm getting so far with all of these cards. It's like you are walking away from what it is you were doing before, how you were living your life before, and you're trying to usher in a new way of thinking, a new way of life. I feel like for a lot of you, the pandemic has really put things into perspective. Okay, a lot of things have been put into perspective for you guys. You guys have been forced to sit still and take inventory of your life, where you're coming from to where you are at this particular moment in time. And you've had to ask yourself the hard questions like, am I really happy? Does this fulfill me? Is this where I can see myself for the long term, right? You guys kind of needed that pause. You needed that forced pause to kind of get grounded and to dig deep and figure out what it is that's going to make you happy. And what's going to make you happy is following your intuition, following your feelings, and putting yourself at the center of what it is that you do. You need to feel emotion, not only financially and physically secure and stable, but you also need to feel emotionally stable and emotionally fulfilled in order to be happy, okay? A lot of you have been dealing with a lot of anxiety, okay? A lot of anxiety. Yeah, definitely, yeah, feeling very anxious. And I'm getting, this is great. This is great. Okay, so, yep, this is great. Okay. Got my last couple of cards here. So we have the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. A lot of you have been feeling anxiety. A lot of you have been feeling burden. And again, I keep hearing that all of this is coming to light because of the pandemic, because the pandemic has given you a chance to pause and reflect and think about what it is that you were doing up until this point in your life. You've realized that you weren't really happy when you were at work. You weren't really, you felt like you had a lot of responsibilities. You felt like people were projecting a lot of responsibilities onto you. You felt like, you know, things were just a little too hard. Life is hard, but I mean, like, you just weren't feeling good within yourself. You're feeling very weighed down, not only physically but mentally as well. And then we have the World card, okay? The World card to me is signaling that there is something that you need to learn from your past, from what it is that you were walking away from, so that you do not go into this new opportunity repeating old cycles, okay? So to me, that's saying, yes, you need to be a little bit more observant, okay? You need to make sure that what it is that you're doing moving forward is something that really is going to make you feel the best about yourself, okay? You have to make sure that you don't put yourself in situations where you are feeling mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted from your day-to-day life. You have to remember what it is that you learned when you took some time to pause and reflect, okay? We have the Fool, the Empress, and not the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Magician. I don't know why I said the Empress. Maybe some of you need to move into a season where you are being more receptive and more open to receiving what it is that you deserve. But it's not here right now. So we have the Fool, okay? The Fool and the Ace of Wands is saying like it's time for a new beginning. If you were listening to this and you were saying like, I don't really know if like I'm really ready to like take that leap of faith. Like, yeah, it all sounds good and well for me to walk away from that job. Because some of you may have been thinking like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to look for a job, another job doing exactly what I was doing pre-pandemic. And you're hearing this and you're saying, oh my gosh, yeah, this sounds really, really good. I totally feel like I do need to do something different. But I also want to kind of err on the side of caution and maybe just go into doing something that I was doing before and then use my spare time to see if there's something else that I can venture into. The answer is no, because the World card showed up and said, girl, it's time to go, okay? It is time to go. Learn what it is that you needed to learn. Take what lessons you needed to take from this area of your life and then start anew. Move on to the new phase in your life. Move on to the next chapter, okay? Move it along, okay? And deep down in yourself, you know, okay? You know that this is something that you need to do. You've been knowing that this is something that you need to do. It's just that before life as we know it changed, there wasn't a way for you to justify such a massive transition and a massive change in your life. But now is the perfect time to reinvent yourself. Now is the perfect time to make your reality happen, okay? The Magician is my favorite card. I absolutely love this card simply because when I see the Magician, it's coming up to me like, you got this, okay? You got this. You know exactly what it is that you need to do, okay? Because you learned the lesson, okay? Very imperative that you take that step to really evaluate what it is that you've been doing up until this point, okay? Learn what you need to learn from that, okay? And take those tools and apply them to yourself so that you are able to make the life that you want to make for yourself, Libra. It's up to you, right? It's up to you at the end of the day. Do you want to go back to feeling miserable? Is that what you want for yourself? Do you want to go back to feeling trapped by your thoughts, trapped by the mundanities of life? Is that something that you want? It wasn't fulfilling you before. And you know it. So you know what you gotta do, Libra. You know what you gotta do, Libra. So we are going to move on to the angel cards, okay? I want to know what messages the angels have for Libra. Because I know they got some messages, all right? So we are going to figure out what messages the angels have for Libra. What does Libra need to know? What does Libra need to know? Ooh. Okay, similar to Pisces, reward yourself, okay? Libra, you need to reward yourself. And I think that this is something that you guys also need to hear as well. Reward yourself, okay? It says, you've been given a lot. It says, you have been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a, sorry, I'm reading it upside down. To reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a constant high level, okay? Sorry, butchered that reading that upside down, okay? The way for you to reward yourself is to do what it is that's going to make you happy, okay? And we were talking about that before when I said that the way that you are going to be happy is by moving into a place where you are where you feel emotionally secure and stable, okay? And being in an environment that is constant turmoil, causing you stress, causing you anxiety, that is not a way for you to reward yourself, okay? So some of you may need to take some time away from your environment. You know, the pandemic has helped with that. If work is a place that was causing you stress, being away from work may be helping you to take care of yourself and to reset yourself and to get that energy operating at an all-time high, okay? For some of you guys, home is a place of stress and a place that brings you anxiety. So some of you may be spending some time away from home. Those are ways to reward yourself. You know, don't forget to indulge in things that make you feel good about you, okay? That is how you reward yourself. All right, Libra, that's your reading. Thank you. Bye.